Hey folks, so I've cast one of the shows, thankfully. I've cast the Shakespeare show, that's over and done with, so I don't have to deal with any more self-tapes. Now, the last video I did was kind of blur, because I was recording on the fly and I'd forgotten to actually stop and record a video specifically for a director diary. So, I want to talk quickly about self-tapes because with the Shakespeare project we did use self-tapes, and I hadn't realised just how many downsides there can be. I really did want, genuinely, I thought it would be easier if I auditioned everybody by video. Now what I should have done was audition by like video chat or what have you, because that way I could have given direction back. And it's happened a few times here now, where an actor has picked a speech that is either a bit bland or is not exactly as... doesn't show them at their best. And while I understand the temptation, because I've done it myself, you know, I've gone to an actual audition where I've been stood up on a stage, I've sung my song, or I've done a monologue, but it's not the monologue I'd prepared for that audition. I'd fallen back on something safe and something that I knew because I was pushed for time or whatever. So, one thing I want to say to any actors who may be watching this, I doubt there's many people who will ever watch this, but I want to say that if you're an actor and you're submitting a speech, seriously, it may take you a little longer, but make sure the speech you picked is the right one. You know, if somebody has, if somebody's described a show as for kids, then that monologue needs to be full of energy. It needs to grab attention. It needs to be big. It needs to be brash, because that's what kids are. That's what will keep kids entertained. That they need something that you're constantly in their face, because the more energy you throw at a younger audience, the more engaged they stay. You know, you need that kind of thing. And there's kind of a saying that I heard as I was going through uni and as I was going through various workshops I've done, and that was that somebody who acts really big and throws everything at it and is up here as far as what they're physically doing and where their vocals are when they're auditioning or when they're rehearsing, it's great because you can always bring them down a notch. Whereas if somebody is understated, very simple, very plain, it's a lot more difficult to bring them back up to the level you need them to. So that's something that's really worth considering. And that I'm not trying to point at any actors in particular, because I had a lot of applications for the Shakespeare show, and if any of those people who applied are watching, I'm not directing this at you. Genuinely, I'm not. It's just something I noticed. Some people went with speeches that perhaps were a little less energetic, and it was a side thought, something I thought was that was worth mentioning, that was worth saying in one of these director diaries. So, if you're an actor picking a speech, think about what the casting call says. Think about what they're asking you, because if they're asking you for a kid show or if they're asking you for something with energy, make sure that what you're doing has energy. Because if it doesn't, pick a high energy speech, push it there. Because if you do, then you're following the brief. You're more you're closer to what they need. If it's an understated show, if it's something that is meant to be quite simple, quite plain, then fine, pick an understated speech, pick something small, pick something that shows you what shows you as an actor, and just it's that old thing of pick the right speech. I remember in uni when I was doing my directorials, I moaned about the best piece of advice I was given was pick the right play to direct. Pick a good play, and at the time I thought that was ridiculously obvious. It isn't, because you can pick a damn good play, and it will help so much more. You can pick a bad play, and it will drag and make it so much more difficult to direct. So, yeah, if you're an actor, pick some great speeches. Pick a speech that's suited to what the brief is asking of you. If you're a director, honestly, self-tape auditions, I've had a bad experience with them, simply because I don't think it showed actors at their best, and I kind of don't feel right about that. My honest advice is, if you're directing something, take the time to arrange Skype interviews or Hangout interviews or whatever, just video chats where you can offer a bit of direction. So if that person has come with a speech that's a little more understated than you'd like, you can ask them to pitch it a bit better, or a bit higher, or a bit slower, or a bit faster, or whatever. You can just offer them a bit of direction. Anyway, it's getting to about 5 minutes, this video, so I should probably end it there. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.